everyone. Chef Sarah here with the Sylvia Center. We're a nonprofit specializing in providing food and nutrition education in New York City and Columbia County. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, please do. That way you can get more videos like this one. Okay, so today is week 3 of our noodle passport, and today I'm using soba noodles. So soba noodles are usually made with buckwheat flour and sometimes a mixture of buckwheat and whole wheat flour, so they are really, really good for you. So this will be the base of our noodle salad today, and we're also going to mix it with tons of veggies and a really, really yummy sauce that you can customize a bunch of different ways. So I'm going to go wash my hands, and I'll be right back and I'll get started. I'm back, and this soba noodle salad I'm about to make has 3 different parts. We have our soba noodles, our veggies, and the sauce or dressing that everything's going to get tossed in. So I'm actually going to start out with the dressing, and then we'll move on to our veggies. So this dressing is great because, once again, as all of these other recipes in the Noodle Passport, you can really make it yours. You can make it with the flavors you like. You can balance everything if you want it a little sweeter or saltier or spicier. It's really up to you. So I'm going to show you just kind of the base, and I'm also going to give you some options for creating this any way you want. So here I have a bowl and a whisk, and that's all you're really going to need. I have a bowl big enough to actually mix all of my ingredients in here because I really want to do as few dishes as possible. So I'm not going to have a separate bowl for my dressing. I'm just going to mix it right in this bowl. Okay, so we're going to start out with soy sauce. I have a really large thing of soy sauce here because I use a lot of soy sauce. Okay, so the soy sauce and the rice wine vinegar are going to be our base. If you didn't have rice wine vinegar, you could definitely use a different type of vinegar, but this will probably be the best for this recipe. Okay, we are also going to add an amazing ingredient. This is sesame oil. Okay, so I'm going to talk about sesame oil. I love it. This is toasted sesame oil. It has lots and lots and lots of flavor. Here is the problem. If you add too much, it will overpower everything. Everything will then just taste like sesame oil. So what I do, I recommend giving that a smell, making sure that you really like that flavor, which I do, but in moderation. So I like to just add a little splash, and if you get to the end and you decide you want more, great, add more. But if you add too much now, you can never go back and take that out. So just anytime we're using something with a really strong flavor or salt or anything that could potentially ruin the dish or overpower it, we always want to make sure we know that we can add more, but we can never take away. Okay, so I'm also going to add a little bit of honey. By adding this honey, this is just going to add a little sweetness. Since all these flavors are really strong, that honey is just going to really balance everything out. Okay, so I'm going to add just a pinch of salt. We don't need much at all because that soy sauce is going to add pretty much all of our salt. And just a little bit of pepper as well. Once again, just to help balance everything out. And sesame seeds. So the sesame seeds are going to help with texture and flavor. I'm just going to sprinkle some in. I'm also going to save some for the top, and I'm going to add it to the top of our salad as well. I do like spice. It's not on the recipe, but I'm going to add a little bit of red pepper flake to this as well. Oops, I'm going to add just a touch. This is definitely optional and up to you. But if you do like spice like me, you can add red pepper flake. Other things that you could add to the salad would be garlic. You could add ginger. Those would both add really, really, really great elements. You could add, if you really did like spice, you could add hot sauce or sambal or one of those, chili garlic paste. But definitely can really make it your own. Okay, so we're going to add a little bit of oil to this. I like to add the oil as I'm whisking. So if you have a buddy in the kitchen, this is when you could definitely use a friend. Okay, perfect. I'm just going to give that one really good whisk. Just to make everything really incorporated. By drizzling in that oil really slowly, it helped to get it really thick, where if we would have just dumped it all in, it would have separated immediately. Okay, so I have my dressing or sauce over here, and it's just going to sit there and hang out while we get everything else ready. And then here I have my soba noodles. So once again, these are made with buckwheat flour. Sometimes they're buckwheat and whole wheat mixed together. So that means these are really great for us. They have lots of nutrients that are really, really good for us. And I did cook these ahead of time. So I cooked these for 6 minutes, which was what the package said. So if you have soba noodles, just go by the package instructions. I also cooled these down. So I just rinsed cold water over these because this is a cold noodle salad. You could also make this hot if you prefer. We are totally cool with that. Remember, this is yours. You should make it however you want. Okay, so I'm going to set those to the side as well. And now we're going to move on to our veggies. So here you can see I have this big, beautiful bowl of veggies. Let me talk about what I have here. So I have edamame, which is, these are shelled soybeans. I have celery, which is one of my favorite things to add because it adds a really great crunch. I also have red pepper. I have green onion or scallions and a lot of cilantro. I always add a little extra cilantro. For my other vegetables, my last two vegetables here, I have bok choy. So I wanted to talk a little bit about bok choy. I feel like this is a vegetable that we don't see as much. I feel like most of the vegetables here we're pretty used to, but bok choy might be kind of a new one for you. So if this is new to you, I recommend giving it a try. It's really yummy cooked or eaten raw. I actually like to saute it in garlic and a little bit of oil. It's one of my favorite ways to eat it. So with this, I'm going to cut off this bottom first. So after I get my good grip on that knife, I'm going to cut the bottom off. And I'm just going to put that in my trash bowl down there. And then you can see that there are these really cute little stalks. If you were sauteing these, I would cut the green part and the white part separate because the white part will take a little bit longer to cook. But since we are eating these raw in our salad, I'm going to go ahead and just cut them just like this. You have some options. If you want smaller pieces, you could cut these in half and then slice them. Or I'm just going to go through and give these a slice. Okay. And it's up to you if you want small pieces or large pieces. Okay, so that's perfect. You can see I have those nice green leafy parts and then those crunchy white parts. I'm going to go ahead and add those right into my dressing. And then carrots. Okay, so I want to show you a fun little trick with carrots today. We could obviously use our knife and cut these, or I'm going to move my whisk out of there. Or we could use this fun little peeler to make little strips. So this is not any ordinary peeler, if you can see. It has these little almost teeth on it. And what that's going to do is create a bunch of little tiny, here, let me do some here so you can see. It's going to be a bunch of little carrot strands. And this will just make it so it's really, really yummy in that salad. You could definitely cut them, but as you can see, it's almost like carrot confetti there. So I'm going to do a little bit more right into that bowl. And you could cut this carrot any way you wanted to, but today, just because I got this and I thought it was really fun, I'm going to grate these right into here. Okay, so now in this bowl I have my dressing, my carrots, and my bok choy. And I'm going to go ahead and add all of my other nice crunchy veggies in there. Okay, I'm just going to give that a nice coat with that dressing. The cilantro is the first thing I smell. It's so strong, I love it. Okay, so once those are all mixed together, I'm going to also add in my noodles. Okay, so I'm just going to really mix everything together. I'm going to kind of break those noodles up a little bit. Sometimes when they sit, they kind of stick together a little bit. So I'm just going to go through and really make sure everything is coated. So I like to use a lot of veggies in this. I think it really makes for a super yummy meal. But it's up to you. You could also use more of those noodles. If you didn't want to use the soba noodles, you could also use rice noodles. You could even use Chinese egg noodles, would be super yummy. Or you could even just use pasta, would be great too. And if you wanted to make this a hot dish, you could easily saute everything and almost make a stir fry instead of a salad. Okay, so now that everything is nice and mixed together, I'm going to actually make 2 bowls. So I'm going to get some of those soba noodles in first. And then I'm going to add a bunch of those toppings. Okay. The best part about this is going to be my dinner tonight, but it also holds really well for lunches. So if I go and put the rest of this in the fridge, I'm probably going to get 2 more lunches out of it after I have this for dinner. And all those flavors in that dressing, the soy sauce and the sesame oil, everything's just going to marinate even more. So tomorrow when I go for this for lunch, it's going to be even more flavorful. So I'm going to show you how beautiful that is. You can see all those different colors. The red pepper really stands out. And once again, when you're making this, add whatever veggies you like. You can get creative with it. And you could also add any of those other really great flavors. You could add, garlic, ginger. You could add tons more herbs. It's really up to you. So we like to give you these recipes, but then let you run with it and create your own perfect soba noodle salad. Check us out next week for week 4 of our noodle passport. Thanks for cooking with me today and have a great day. Bye everyone.